may be asking yourself, what are you doing here? Why are you watching this video? And well, considering you clicked on the video, you're probably interested in how AI technology, IoT technology, and AR technology are going to fit within creative writing. And well, let's just jump into it. First, let's talk about AI. And no, not the Terminator. But learning technology while browsing the interwebs, I found several programmers that have tested AI to read thousands of works and literature and then attempt to write a story or novel of their own. And while the results ended up being quite humorous and nonsensical, yet these findings nonetheless were interesting and pose interesting questions in itself about both the workings of AI and literature within the future. As this technology develops, it's possible that we could see a shift in the paradigm between actual human writers and programs creating more of these things. And while it is interesting, I still don't believe it'll happen for probably at least 20 years is my guess. I could be wrong. These are just guesstimations based on some research I've done and the evidence I've looked at, but still, nonetheless, it is a interesting and terrifying thing to think about sometimes. Well, back to you, Barbara.
Now let's talk about AR technology, and this technology is really interesting because it projects images from the virtual world into the real world through a medium like smartphones. And when researching the subject, I learned that the ridges, and in some case even the ridges on this square cube right here, are used to project embedded images that are embedded within the ridges or the codes, the digital codes written into the real world object, to project the image from the medium like the smartphone. And while researching the subject even further, I found that classrooms around the world are already implementing this tool into their classwork and into their readings, which is really interesting, especially for me as a creative writer, to see that other authors are already using that work to its best and to its advantage to help better others' educations.
Let's talk about IoT technology. And the technology I explored allowed you to write down and record through your voice, write down and record anything you say into or onto a document at home or on your laptop. Now, when experimenting with this technology, I found limited success, but I appreciate the thought and the developers took into creating such a device and such an app. And nonetheless, I'm looking forward to better IoT technology in the future, and we'll definitely be keeping my eyes out for new and better ways to use and work on IoT within the creative writing process. In the end, the research and time I put into this project, it ultimately left me feeling very interested into the world of technology and sciences, and even getting to experiment and see personally, like with one-on-one, hand-on-hand, perspectives of these technology. I feel that I now have a better understanding and will be using this sort of technology more in the future, which is not something I would have thought or even knew some of these technologies existed at the beginning of this research period. But as they say, knowledge a day keeps the doctor away. So hopefully I'll be continuing my research in the future and and using this new knowledge to both find new technologies and use them for their best purpose.